all of us came together in 1981, formed the American Institute of Wine and Food, is that, I mean, I know this is going to seem funny now, but you could not get local food in local grocery stores. You know, it's still a struggle in some states like Florida where all the good tomatoes leave town. But there were no herbs. There was no free range. I bought a free range chicken. This is 1979, 1980. Haagen-Dazs, the famous ice cream that isn't named after anything in particular, but sounds right, it came on a freezer truck. And one day I asked the guy, do you have anything else good back there? And he said, well, we have these chickens. They were free-range chickens that had been butchered properly and were hung well and frozen, and absolutely the best chicken I'd ever had outside of France. I mean, a lot of this came from the fact that in the 70s, it was very popular to go to Europe and to find yourself as a young American. And so literate people, traveled people, educated people, doesn't necessarily mean wealthy people, because in the 70s, you didn't have to be necessarily wealthy to be able to travel the world, came back with a notion of what an espresso tasted like, what a real farm chicken tasted like. During that period of time, about 83, I visited Julia Child in the south of France, where she shared a compound with Simone Beck, Domaine de Bramafam, I think I said that right. And we were there for 4 days, and she cooked 4 times, and all 4 times was a chicken. Not the same chicken, it was a different chicken, one with blue feet, black feet, one with, the poulet de Bresse. It was about understanding how what seems like the same food is different. In America, we tried to make every different food the same. And it basically was beginning to taste like packing material. You know what I mean? Those little things that you put in your shipping box. And man cannot live by FedEx alone, although we did FedEx a lot of food. So what happened was we had this experience, and we realized that the only way to do something about it was to gather people together to talk about it and to explore what might happen. I remember that at one of the conferences, I chaired 6 international conferences on gastronomy, which was a wonderful postgraduate learning experience. Some of this has led to some things that a lot of us have done now, which I'll talk about later, but we wanted to bring together knowledgeable experts, academics, because if you don't study it and write it down, it kind of doesn't count, and interested general public folk. Now, at one time that meant connoisseurs, the finest, the most fabulous, the most expensive, but we didn't want to just do that. We wanted to have it be a farmer, a forager, a cheesemaker, people who were in the trenches making actual food, enjoying actual food, not necessarily as a reward for a lifetime of business success, but as part of what they valued and what they did. So we brought those people together. We would have a conference every year or so and study them from a lot of different viewpoints, and the results are extraordinary.